the running of their own society. It was quite autonomous, quite independent of others. If at all they exchange with anybody, it was through a barter. They have a market. The market is where they exchange their produce for the things which they don't have. For example, salt is something which they never had. So they used to go to market, exchange for whatever produce and get salt and sometimes some other condiments like that. I mean, this is what they only knew. That is what we also have seen. Now, the point is, which Professor Bharati told about Rago, I can understand it was written in 1995. So, 50 years after this, where the, you see, in 1995 there are already Dalams, already a movement started in the 70s and its effects. So, Dalams appear in there in favor of the woman who objects to the then existing tribal custom, their own tribal custom. That is how it is happening. But whereas in Gopinath Mahanti's this thing, there is no such evidence of tribals objecting to their own custom or women's rights or women's right to refuse, right to say no, even if the bride money is being paid. That is no such thing. But all other evidences are there. And now, the thing is, in Odisha, though Gopinath Mahanti wrote in 45 and 49 Amrita Santan, and wrote another book called Harijan about Dalits, then the one for which was given the Gyanpith Award was Matti Matala, which was certainly not of the class to which Paraja, Amrita Santan, or even Harijan belong. That is something of a, compromising where, I mean, I don't know if you have ever seen that Matti Matala. It's a much bigger novel, but it is the community development program, the integrated rural development program, everything has come there. So, I don't know, I mean, whether you can call it, how it has developed, one has to look at it. Now, and in this context, Gopinath Mahanti also was perhaps influenced by, because 49 he wrote Amrita Santan, when Bhudan was being spread by Vinoba in Telangana area. And later on, Gopinath Mahanti had an admiration for one of the Bhudan leaders in Odisha, and he wrote his biography about Gopabandhu Chaudhary, elder brother of Navakrishna Chaudhary. So that is how I would say it's rather a development of how the literature is developing. But somehow, this kind of literature never had influence on other literature. Nobody picked up thread from there in Odisha. And that explains perhaps because there were no movement supporting it, a movement which could have some influence. For example, this Mragya, which was written by Bhagwati Panigrahi. Bhagwati Panigrahi himself was a member of the Communist Party of India in those days. Yet, Communist Party of India never appropriated that. Then, at least that part of Odisha, they didn't. And Bhagwati Panigrahi had a brother whose elder brother, who wrote another book called, which is in English, translated as The House Undivided. And the story is like this, that two brothers are made to fight amongst themselves by the head village, landlord, you can say. And finally, elder brother says, no, I will not fight for my property, I will not share my property, I will rather relinquish my property and go away. He goes away and joins the Congress movement, the non-cooperation movement, and gets arrested. That's how it ends. Whereas Bhagavati Panikrai, well, he died soon after. I don't think he had chance of continuing it. And this is how social movements perhaps has the influence on literature, and literature influencing the social movement. That, there are very fiery poems written by members of the then Communist Party of Orissa, of India. They were there. There was one, Manmohan Mishra, who wrote many fiery poems. But that's about all. I don't think it had much influence on other people on that. And Manmohan Mishra himself relinquished much of his ideology and became a very tame person and didn't give much credence to. He, till his death, I have met him many times, and till his death he was definitely for a social change, but the fiery speeches and fiery literature who he used to produce were no more there. And the Naxalite movement did produce some literature in Orissa. But, one of those revolution writers has become now an MP in BJD, Prasanna Patsani. So, this is what has happened to most of these people who joined the movement, because it was perhaps not born of their own. It was influence of North and South Bengal, and Bengal in the north, and Andhra Pradesh, Srikakulam in the south. So, well, I didn't make quite a good study of this, which Dr. Bharati asked me to do, and I apologize for not. And so I wrote something, but it is not enough. I have to write.
10.
1 paisa, you could get 2 eggs. So that was the kind of, in this context, I will refer to one article written by Professor RS Rao in Anvesha. That is, monetization in India, which was a very powerful article where monetization has not occurred too much in India itself. So, with tribal society much less, because barter and money was there, but it was a very rare commodity, rare medium of exchange. But, and you see, as Dr. Bharati has already pointed out, when a fine is imposed in money, it becomes quite hard for the tribal to earn that. Even now, in some tribal communities I have seen, they don't know what is money. They don't know this. Again, there is also reference to that. There is a tribe called Banda in Koraput, now Malkangiri district. There, it is absolutely barter, and that too, how the barter is for one, let's say, jackfruit. How much of rice? They have their own way of exchanging. Even now. So monetization hasn't occurred even without, much in this country. And even in the non-tribal areas, in my own ancestral village, I have seen, it was always the wages were paid in measures of rice, measures of this thing, rather than money. That is a very common thing. For example, before 1817, I don't think money was there. 1817, I'm talking because that was the revolt, tribal revolt. I mean, the non-tribal and tribals together revolted against the British rule. So, money must have entered only after 1857 in heavy way. South Africa. They wanted some people to work for their mines or other things, the British. So, and the workers wouldn't come because what would they have used for the money they used to offer? So, they said you'll have to pay tax for having a hut here, and that too in money. So, where do you get the money? You go and work there and come. So, this is a very interesting situation. These are two different things because in a way they have accepted, let's see, that this is their adrushtam, fate. So, there is a bad luck that they have to go to police station, but they have done the right thing. You see, it is in this context, I'll tell about what we call as the noble savage. See, there is one story I read in US where an American Indian, the Native American, white police go to arrest him because he killed somebody. While going to arrest him, he is frostbitten and was going to die. That very fellow to whom they went to arrest him, he saves him, and finally brings him to health. Then he says, I want to arrest you. He said, what? I saved your life. And he said, no, I came here to execute the law. He said, what? You killed somebody? No. Oh, I killed him some 5 seasons ago. He said, yes, we have been looking for you for 5 seasons. Now, so, I mean, finally, what happened? There was some understanding, okay, you don't come to this side, I will not arrest you, you go that way. And that was kind of, see, that is again, another, what you call as romanticization of tribal innocence. That is not true, because they have their own identity, their own law, own this thing. Only thing is, this one which has come, they think is a bad luck, they have been enmeshed in this. Otherwise, the way they have been talking to the forest guard, the revenue, the everything, always they refer to him as
my lord,
Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu. I mean, it's not that they really want it, but without that they have no chance. So it is a kind of, they know they can't do away with it, that's why they're doing it. So, same thing, I mean, the Ghinua killing that landlord, that oppressor, and him killing this moneylender, they think they have done the right thing, but it's bad luck that the law is there like this. Otherwise, they are on the right side of law.